Okay, we're going to talk a little bit today about some normal curve probabilities. In order to follow this video, you're going to need a copy of the Z-chart and you're going to need a calculator. We're going to start off with some basics. When we're trying to find the probability that Z is less than a number, let's say 1.59. If we're trying to find the probability that Z is less than a number, all we're going to do is find the chart value. So we're going to look on the Z-chart for 1.59, and that's going to be your final answer, folks. So let's look for it. 1.5, go all the way over to 9. Your answer should be 0.9441. 0.9441. Try the next one by yourself. The probability that Z is less than negative 2.53. The probability that Z is less than negative 2.53. You should get 0.0057. Now today, we've started adding some more complicated stuff to these problems. First, we started by talking about the probability that Z is greater than a number. Let's say negative 2.43. In order to find this, we're going to have to calculate 1 minus the chart value. 1 minus the chart value. So let's look up negative 2.43 on our chart. Negative 2.43. The chart value is 0.0075. So we're going to calculate 1 minus 0.0075. That answer should give you 0.9925. And this is your answer. So when we're looking at a greater than sign, we're going to calculate 1 minus the chart value. Why don't you try finding the probability that Z is greater than positive 1.07? Probability that Z is greater than 1.07. Did you get 0.1423? That should be what you get. 0.1423 should be your answer. And we started looking at the probability that Z is between two numbers. Let's try the probability that Z is between 0 and 1.29. So what we're going to do is we're going to look up the chart value for both of these numbers. If you look up 0 on the Z table, I'm looking up 0.00. If you look up 0.00 on the chart, you get a chart value of 0.5000. 0.5000. Next, I'm going to look up the other number. Look up 1.29 on your Z table. If you look up 1.29 on your Z table, you should get a chart value of 0.9015. To calculate the probability that Z is between these two Z-scores, you're going to take the big number that you just got, 0.9015, 0.015, and you're going to subtract the other number you got, 0.5000. If you subtract those two values, you should get 0.4015. And that, my children, is the final answer. Beautiful work. Why don't you try one? Why don't you find the probability that z is between negative 0.72 and positive 1.24. Find the probability that z is between those two numbers. In a second, I'm going to start writing my work on the screen, so don't look if you don't want to know. Did you get 0.6567 for your answer? If you did, great job. Now let's look at some more complicated problems.